As reported yesterday by various sources, IGN, Tales Channel, comicbook.com, Sega Bit, Sega Driven, many others, especially here on YouTube. Basically, according to a tweet uploaded by Netflix and then pulled by Netflix, it seems that in 2022, in conjunction with Wildbrain and Man of Action Entertainment, they are going to release a CGI all-new Sonic animated series. Now, what's interesting about, one of those partners or collaborators, Wildbrain, is right now they have the distributing rights to all three 90s Sonic SatAM series. We're talking Adventures, Sonic Underground, and most importantly to a lot of fans, Sonic SatAM. So that's pretty much a good sign, potentially, of what we could get with this series. However, speaking of which, that is the question a lot of people have. Now, Netflix obviously has yet to re-upload the article, obviously because they don't have enough information just yet to, make that decision or generate that decision and make it happen. I mean, it is official, but apparently they don't have enough information, just yet to really let us know on their time exactly what we're in store for. But again, the mere speculation has begun of exactly what kind of Sonic series we're going to get. On one hand, people are assuming that because it's coming out in 2022, the same year as the sequel to the first Sonic movie, that it's going to tie in to the movie itself. Like it's going to be set in the movieverse and basically give us an opportunity to know the characters a lot more than we get to do so in the movies. And that's a good idea. We've seen that done before, and it does help us get to know characters a lot better so that when we watch a movie based in the same universe, we have an idea of what we're going to be in store for. Another option a lot of people are looking at is the IDW books, that are currently being published by IDW and feature Sonic, feature Tails, feature Amy, Knuckles, as well as some other characters like Shadow, Rouge, Silver, Blaze, and including some of the newer characters like, let's say, Tangle and Whisper, and just recently Belle. So that could be something that the series is based on, and honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I mean, again, I may have not been the biggest fan of the IDW move, but I will admit that the characters, not the stories at times, but the characters are starting to slowly grow on me, mostly the newer ones like Tangle and Whisper, even though, as I've said before, I pretty much see some influence of Sally and Bunny, in each of them, like design-wise and potentially personality-wise. But I could definitely feel the vibration of they could have that had the book remained with Archie Comics and still been within the SatAM soft rebooted universe, that I could see them fitting in well with the Freedom Fighters and being close, confidants, buddies with the likes of Sally, Bunny, and Amy in that universe. And obviously with fans doing fan art of the characters interacting with each other, that kind of really helps, the growth on me become even more increasing as time goes on. So yeah, an adaptation of the IDW Sonic books is one possibility, and they could do so much with an adaptation there, with original stories and maybe even adaptations of some of the current stories. I mean, yeah, one of the adaptations they could probably go with, although I'm sure nobody would really look forward to it, maybe they would, is the Metal Virus Saga. So that would be something to look into. Another speculation of what it could be based on is, of course, the modern games. Like, we could see a more modern take, animation-wise, from a cartoon perspective of what the games are like. More of an expansion of the worlds and the environments. Like, we could have, potential arcs based in the game world. Like, we could have an arc based on Sonic Colors. We can have an arc based on Sonic Unleashed. We can have an arc based on Sonic Generations and such. So that's a possibility. That's something to look at. And that, in my opinion, could really, really make for some unique moments and adventures. I mean, again, you could expand on those worlds and bring more lore and more storytelling to an already established story that we got in the games. Another speculation that fans have is it could be based in the classic world. In other words, we could have story arcs based in the classic realm, like things like Sonic 3, Sonic 4, Sonic 1, Sonic and Tails, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Spinball, stuff like that. And again, just like I said, with a possible adaptation of the modern games for the series, you could expand. You could do the same here with the classic ones, and that's expand on the universe that they're set in and introduce us to more of the world that these classic games are based in. Another adaptation I'm sure fans are thinking about that potentially could become a reality with this CGI series, although people mostly know it for its 2D animation that's helped promote it, is, well, I'll show you. Is Sonic Mania. There are some people, I'm pretty sure, that are speculating that the new CGI series could be based in this realm. And you know what? It could be. It could be based in Sonic Mania, or in the world of Sonic Mania. And you could expand on that world as well. But the question is, how would you incorporate other characters like Amy and maybe Cream and Vanilla if that's based in the classic settings? Do you do that, or do you just let it be as it is? Again, opens the door, and maybe Sonic Mania might be one of those arcs that gets explored in the modern take as part of Sonic Generations. So, there's that. But that's one speculation, one theory I'm sure fans are coming up with. Another one, of course, is, well, you look right behind me, the Archie Sonic books. Now, true, Archie and Sega basically did part ways, but we do know that Archie likes to collaborate with other publishers. We have seen them in the past collaborate with IDW to bring out basically volumes of the entire TMNT Adventures comic that Archie Comics once published, so that everybody that never really got to get all the issues can now all have them in one collection or in various volumes, like I've been trying to collect as well. And I could see them doing the same thing I could see the same thing happening with Sonic if things are worked out legally behind the scenes for certain stories and characters to appear. Anyway, though, there's people that there are people, I should say, that speculate, hey, perhaps the new series might be based on the Archie Sonic books. Maybe it'll be based on the post SGW Sonic Genesis World or Sonic Genesis Wave reboot, the soft reboot, that is. Maybe it'd be based in that environment, and that's potentially a possibility. We don't know yet. Again, this is why I believe Netflix pulled the article, because they don't have all the information yet to let people know exactly what kind of Sonic show we're going to get. But there are people that are speculating that an adaptation of the Archie post SGW Sonic Genesis Wave soft reboot could be an option, and that would be cool too. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you could take some of the stories that they did and expand on them and put more environment into it, more storytelling into it, more atmosphere, more interaction with the main characters and other characters. That's a possibility. And then, of course, the big one that a lot of fans would hope for. A lot of fans would hope for this. If I can pull it out. And that is a reboot or modern take on Sonic Sat AM. Again, very similar to maybe the Archie book, but mostly, Sat AM itself, characters and all. And again, what makes this possibly one of the stronger options is the fact that, well, Wildbrain is behind it. And again, Wildbrain owns the distributing rights and the license right now, the ownership, if you will, of all three 90s shows. So this being at the top of the list of a possible, reboot, or modern take, on the series for a new generation is definitely something a lot of people would put up as number one. And, you could basically take some of the classic stories of those two seasons and, expand on them even further. Or you can also do what fans have been wanting, and that's take this new series and basically set it maybe months after Robotnik's defeat and kind of make an amalgamation of possibly the game world and SatAM and go from there. Come up with some ideas there. That's a possibility too. Now, of course, the other possibility is the likes of Sonic Underground. People might say, well, what? Now, I know people might ask, well, why would they want to bring that back? Well, we never finished it completely, and there were plans for Ian Flynn to potentially finish it down the line, and that didn't happen. So that's a possibility. Of course, there's the possibility that they could do a Sonic X style reboot in CGI and go from there and kind of continue the story where the third season left off. That's possible too. But again, because Wildbrain is behind this along with Man of Action Entertainment, I could definitely probably suspect we're either going to get one or three, maybe one or two, with one of them being an amalgamation of two, or one or three with two of them being an amalgamation of two. One, I could definitely see a SatAM, a modern take on Sonic SatAM. You bring in Sally back, Rotor, Antoine, Bunny, Dulcie, Tails, of course. And then, in addition to that, being a modern take, you can add in and incorporate the likes of an Amy Rose, a Cream the Rabbit, a Rouge, a Shadow, a Knuckles, Chaotix, if you will. Basically explore the world even more so. And I guarantee you fans would probably enjoy that no matter what. The second option could be an amalgamation of SatAM and the Archie comics. That's something we could look at too. Again, they're pretty much similar, and if not the same, but you kind of take the designs that you got here from the post SGW soft reboot retcon, and I could see something like that happening. The third option is, of course, an amalgamation of SatAM and IDW books. In other words, basically bring in the world of SatAM. You have characters like Sally, you have characters like Bunny, Rotor, Antoine, Dulcie, and the like. But then you incorporate characters like Tangle, like Whisper, like Belle, as well as your established game characters of Amy and Rouge and Shadow and Knuckles, and Silver and Blaze. And I guarantee you do that amalgamation and you would have a hit right there. Because you would basically be bringing everybody's fan favorites together under one roof. But again, there are other options too. Like I said, there's possibilities that the IDW book could be an adaptation. There's a possibility the modern games could be adapted into the series. Classic, who knows? But maybe even the movieverse. Again, possibilities are endless. And when you look at each possibility, you never know what you could end up getting, or how much depth, each character could get, or how much of the world we will explore. Each possibility, each speculated possibility of a show, of an adaptation or modern retake of a classic interpretation, presents endless possibilities to be explored. And I think Wildbrain, Man of Action, Sega, and Netflix know that. And if there's anything that Netflix has been known to do recently, and everybody praises them for this, is the fact that when they do these, modern takes, adaptations, soft reboots, hard reboots of classic shows of the 80s, 90s, whatever, that basically they give you their all. They basically say, we're going to take this adaptation to a whole new level, and we're going to give you more than what you usually are used to getting. I mean, whether you like She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, they did that. Whether you like Voltron, Legendary Defender of the Universe, the reboot they did on that, phenomenal, in the eyes of people, phenomenal piece. Castlevania. Transformers War for Cybertron, right now, the trilogy, where the second chapter is going to begin in the next few weeks. I mean, again, you look at these as examples, and it makes you think and it makes you wonder, wow, what could we be in store for? And again, the Sonic franchise, offers a whole peripheral of opportunities to be looked into. adaptations to be looked into that have never been seen or that have never officially been done but may be considered. Modern retakes of classic shows like Sat AM, and Underground, if you want to go there, or even X. Again, it makes your mind wonder, wow, if Netflix can help, if Netflix could, bring out, or produce, and partner up with other studios and stuff and companies to bring materials that we have right now, the stuff we got right now, if not recently, what else could they bring us? I mean, think about it. Kevin Smith is working with Netflix to bring us a continuation with Tila as the main focus of the original 80s He-Man and Masters of the Universe. That already on paper sounds great. The thing is, anything is possible here. Anything. And I can only wonder exactly what they're going to officially announce when they officially finally repost the article they took down yesterday up and possibly add along with it, a synopsis to give us an idea of what we're in store for. But what do you guys think? What do you think could be, the version we get? Do you think we'll get something based in the movieverse? Do you think we'll get something that's an amalgamation of IDW and Sat AM? Do you think we'll just get something straight based on IDW? Do you think we'll get a modern take on Sat AM? Do you think we'll get an amalgamation, kind of Sat AM and post-SGW Archie Sonic? Do you think we'll get something based on the modern games? Maybe the classic games? Do you think maybe they'll even surprise us and say, hey, here's a retake on Sonic Underground and we're going to finish it this time? Or here's a new take on Sonic X and we're going to continue it and finish it this time? Or make it even bigger and better than before? What do you think? Or do you think maybe they'll take the route that Sonic Boom took? Do you think they'll take that route? Do you think they'll make it original and go from there? Because Sonic Boom was something that nobody expected and it became a hit. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, from what I've seen on YouTube, the clips people put out, I definitely could see that. I could definitely see Sonic Boom being possibly a modern hybrid amalgamation of Adventures and Sat AM rolled into one, just with shorter stories. I see that. I could see that with the characters in the presentation. I mean, Amy Rose, I look at as an amalgamation of herself and Sally. Go figure. Well, maybe not herself and Sally, but I can see Amy kind of be an amalgamation of herself and Sally, but I could see this Percy character that they brought in as being basically a Boom version of Sally, an amalgamation of Sally and perhaps Bunny, or Sally and Rouge. Who knows? But anyway, I definitely could agree that Boom is like the modern take of modern amalgamation version of Adventures and Sat AM combined together. But again, maybe they might go that original route like Boom did. But let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let me know which one you would hope they adapt or probably, base the show on or get an inspiration from. Let me know down below. Comment if you like. And I am out. God bless. Take care.